Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So today, Saturday morning, afternoon, night, depending on where you are, Bitcoin is looking pretty good. So is it about to break out? It's right at that level where it definitely can. Also, what about altcoins? Seems to be a reversal. There are some that were hot, now they're down, and the ones that were down are up, including Vechain and Vthor. Both are extremely hot. So is there bargains to be had? Let's take a look. And finally, I want to talk about the interview I had yesterday and the one that I plan on posting later today. It is definitely something new to the channel. I think you guys will really enjoy this new direction. So thanks for tuning in. As always, smash the like, subscribe to the channel if you are new. 2 streams pretty much every day except the weekends, a little off, 11 a.m., 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure you hit that notification bell. Follow me on Twitter, especially Twitter and Facebook. All right, this is second time around since I messed up the sound on the first one. So let's do this. And there is someone, people keep talking about my lighting, my blinds, and this and that. So there is someone I'm anticipating coming to fix that today, hopefully. So that may be a thing of the past. All right, those of you guys already here, welcome. Let's do this. I changed my screen here. So Bitcoin is right at that point where it's looking like it wants to break out once again, 59,300. So recently Bitcoin's been been teasing us, been a little bit stagnant, right? We had a good rise up to over here about 61,000, almost 62,000. Came back down to about 53,000. Then came right back up, and now we're like just kind of hovering sideways, right? So Bitcoin does look like it wants to break out. Now, what's interesting is starting tomorrow and going to this next week, this is the last week of March, and time really flies. And that is also Bitcoin's expiration week, right? So does that mean it's going to have turbulence? Is it going to show weakness, or is it the opposite? Because not every Bitcoin futures expiration week, Bitcoin goes down. Sometimes Bitcoin goes up. It just depends. It depends on the situation, right? So we'll see. This weekend and this past week, pretty steady overall for Bitcoin. But you know what? The day is young. We could definitely still see a good pump, a good rally, a good breakout later today and moving in tomorrow. So right now, Bitcoin is just holding steady, and that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing. Now, as for altcoins, altcoins are having a good day, but kind of reversal in terms of NFTs are kind of weak today, but smart contract network protocols, like guys like Vechain, doing very, very, very well today. So let's look at it. Are there still bargains to be had? So I'm going to get to that in a little bit. But there are 3 pieces of news I want to cover right now really quick. 2 involve Coinbase. So Coinbase, we know that it's trying to do an IPO right now, and that is being delayed until April. Supposedly, the SEC doesn't like this direct listing, so this is pushed back a little bit. And I don't know if this has to do with this, that Coinbase settled the CFTC, another regulatory body in the U.S. They're paying $6.5 million to settle this wash trading that has been happening. Maybe over inflating the volume on the exchange. But look at this. For reckless, false, and misleading, inaccurate reporting, as well as wash trading. So that's not good. Coinbase has been around for a while. We know that there's been some shenanigans going on behind the scenes, including insider trading, and now we know wash trading, and also producing misleading and inaccurate reports. So I don't think it's a coincidence that this IPO is pushed back after Coinbase decides to admit to all this and pay the CFTC this. So not looking good for Coinbase right now, right? But I think this is still going to happen. This is going to be a big thing for the entire industry, not only for Coinbase, but Bitcoin, altcoins, and a lot of exchange tokens that have been kind of stalling out a little bit, but I do think this is going to have a big effect on them. So I want to talk about that real quick. Another thing is this. Another promising DEX, promising DeFi project just pulled the exit scam. I remember during my Q&As, people keep asking about Turtle DEX. When something gets shilled that hard, right? Usually something's not right about it. So TurtleDex is one of those projects where, yeah, it looks like they just pulled exit scam. They're out. They're done. So not a good look. Not a good look at all. So you got to be careful with these promising new projects that come out, right? They may make big promises, and it may look very, very good, but you got to be careful. You got to be careful. I think someone's at my door. Hold on a second. I am back. The people I said was working on my blind issue, or my window issue, they're here. So hopefully it doesn't get too loud. But anyways, all right. So just be careful whenever you hear about a new project, especially a new yield farming project, one that's an AMA that promises huge returns and everyone just dives in. Be careful because you don't know. You don't know what's really behind the scenes. You don't know if they're going to get hacked, they're going to pull an exit scam. So be careful. That's why myself, I don't involve myself with any of these high yield farming like, staking. I just think it's a little bit too risky at this point. All right. So real quick, I want to talk about the interview that I conducted yesterday and also future. You guys know that I've been tweeting out about doing more interviews. So yesterday I had one with Ru of B Pro. If you didn't watch it, please do so. Promising, ambitious young fellow that seems like he knows what he's doing, and they're cash positive. So that's also very good. So if you didn't watch that, make sure you do so. Later today, I'm going to publish one about Animoca brands, which doesn't sound very sexy, but it is something that is definitely very, very, very interesting. Yatsu, the CEO behind it, he has some big plans on all his NFT projects. He's all about NFTs. And man, if you listen to that, you will be wowed. The guy is definitely smart. So make sure you tune into that. That's not going to be live. I've been having problems with interviews live. So it is going to be a set recording, but you don't want to miss that. You definitely don't want to miss that. All right, now moving to CMC. So I've noticed today is weird because there is a shift. And I tell you guys all the time that things tend to move in waves, move in shifts, a little bit different sometimes in terms of what's hot and what's not. So for example, today NFTs are not doing too well. On a relatively good day, NFTs are not doing too well. You can see that Theta is down. Chili's is down pretty significantly. Surprisingly, since they have made some big partnerships recently. Engine is down, right? Decentralized is down. Wax is down. My neighbor Alice down. Ecomi, one that's very, very hyped up right now, is down. Sandbox is down. A lot of things are down, right? But does that mean they're down and out? No, I don't think that's what it means at all. So right now, the trend is shifting back to like smart contract network protocols that are actually doing very well. I didn't know that there's a new category now on CMC, and they break down certain categories rather than the DeFi, NFT, and Binance and Polkadot stuff. But I mean, you could see now there's smart contracts, the Solana's ecosystem, and centralized exchanges. This is pretty good. And it tells you overall, what's going up, what's not. If you click into smart contracts, this breaks down basically all the big protocol out there. So Ethereum, kind of steady. Cardano's not doing too much today. But you go down the list and boom, you'll see that Vechain. Vechain is having a very good day. Vechain has been slowly and steadily moving up, right? I've done a lot of videos on Vechain. I have Sonny lined up for an interview later on. I'm still working out the time with him, but obviously he's a busy guy. But yeah, you look at Vechain and VThor, their other token VThor is up 100%. And that is one of my biggest regrets, not getting into VThor and also T-Fuel, which are these like secondary tokens on Vechain, with Vechain and also with Theta, because they have been exploding. So from now on, I'm going to recommend them too, because I've always liked the main token because I feel like they have a set supply and it's better than the inflationary ones. But you know what? That's turning out to be not the case. So VThor is on absolute fire, which is used for transactions. But Vechain is also coming up, and I'm really glad to see it. And they're moving slowly and surely and steadily up the CMC. I've always said Vechain is going to be top 10, and now they're climbing up really good. But all the other ones, I've been mentioning before, Terra is still doing very well, above 21 dollars. Now they're at number 14, right? And even some of the ones that I don't know what the hell's going on with, like for example, Tron is up 15% for no apparent reason. IOTA's up 11% for really no apparent reason. So even Stellar and XRP is up 10 and Stellar's up 9%. So a lot of these are going up, maybe just because it's one of those days where blockchain, smart contract plays are going up. But I definitely really believe in Vechain. Really glad to see him go up. But with that said, my title was like bargain hunting altcoins, right? So what bargains are there? Well, first of all, I don't think the NFT craze or fad, however you want to define it, is going to go away anytime soon. In fact, after you listen to what Yat says in that interview that's coming up, it's going to make you more bullish than ever. I mean, he got some really good stuff coming. But I do think in terms of NFTs, some of the ones that has been really, really, really hot, for example, Theta, which is nearing 10 billion, right? It's taking a little breather, but even down a little bit, I think Theta is a really good pickup, about to get up. Skylar, I didn't miss it. I just talked about VThor, man. So pay attention. I just talked about it. Chili's is a little bit weaker now for some reason. They've been really, really hot. They came down, but still they're hovering about 50 cents. So that's good. Engine is down pretty significantly, 10% today. Surprising, but they have been coming up and up and up and up. I mean, a lot of these NFT projects like Engine, Decentraland, right? Even guys like newcomers like Chromia, Ecomi, right? Ecomi is down pretty significant today. Sandbox, and some of the other ones down here, like a lot of people talk about Digo, Eternity Chain, which I still have not gotten myself really, educated with. But Rev and Terra Virtua, Luxo is another one. That's not really NFT, but people like categorize them as NFT play. But still, there are a lot of bargains to be had here. But if you go into DeFi, well, look at DeFi, is kind of mixed. A lot of people still wondering why DeFi hasn't really come up in a big way. It's kind of hovering right now, so it's not bad. But you know what? There are still a lot of good plays. Like today, Aave, Luna, Luna's not even really a DeFi play. But Synthetic's up. So today, overall, relatively speaking, it's pretty good. But today, I definitely think, smart contract, these promising blockchains, there's still a lot of bargains to be had. I don't think this is going to stop anytime soon. So, for example, Cardano recently pumped up, right? Coinbase edition, now stalled out a little bit. Doesn't mean that it's just going to stop here forever. It'll come in waves. People who bought at top, unfortunately, it's a lesson to be learned. They're like, oh man, why didn't I, wait until it came down? But, Cardano's Cardano. It's not going to go anywhere. But Chainlink is up. Vechain is coming up. I still think there's big potential with Vechain and VThor now. And a lot of these other ones that's been kind of stagnant. Like Phantom was very stagnant for a long time. They're like a layer 2, but they also have their own chain going. I think this is time for them to possibly come up. Matic is another one that kind of fell off a little bit. And you have like ones like Elrond, which has been really stagnant. Solana, which has been kind of stagnant. Even Cosmos. Cosmos is kind of stagnant. A lot of these that's been stagnant for a while, it may be, they may be coming back. The trend may be coming back. So you got to pay attention to them. That's pretty much it. I just want to get a few things off my chest. Let's just do Q&A. Engine a sandbox showed up in Gemini, but said not available, then disappeared. Could be potential future listings. Wow. That's a big tip. Are you sure it showed up? I know Sandbox is very interesting. Again, part of Animoca brands. Engine, of course, is going to be huge, but kind of weird that they showed up and then disappeared. That's really interesting. Really interesting. But that could be a big tip. Propy, that's like a real estate play, so I don't like it. Yeah, it's a real estate play. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. I don't like District 0x. I don't really get it. Student coin? No. Do you think the LMI's token economics makes sense? I mean, they have a really large supply, and that's because they have to reserve it for future NFTs. So a lot of NFT plays, and Flow is also one of them, they have like an enormous amount of tokens that has not been released, and that's because they're trying to basically pace themselves, because they plan on coming out with a lot of NFTs, and basically every NFT needs to have its own token. So that's why they've been, they only released a small part, right? So for NFT plays, I don't think as much as concern as some of the other projects out there. Pundy, not a big fan of Pundy. They have a long way to go. I know they've been pumping, but still, to become the currency they want to be and their terminals to be widely accepted takes some time. Helium, I really do like Helium. Very interesting play. That's not a DeFi or NFT play, but they are up and coming. They've been, actually, I should say that. They're not up and coming. They've been around for a while, but they're getting recognition now. That's what I meant to say. Colin asks about Audius. Yeah, I think I've seen this before. They're like, they're trying to be like the next Spotify. Yeah, it could be good. It could not be. But here's the thing, though. This is just more like decentralized streaming. But they're not doing anything with NFTs yet. And if they do, that may be a game changer. But as of right now, they're not in that space. So, I don't know. And there's a lot of streaming platforms out there, so I don't know how it's really going to do. Storage? Storage is, decentralized storage, but there's a lot of players in that game. I would say, go with the big dog, like Filecoin if you're into decentralized storage. There's still plenty of room to grow, and the Coinbase, not the Coinbase edition, but the Grayscale Trust really elevated them. Zilliqa, promising blockchain, let's put it that way, but it has been going up quite a bit. So it hasn't been as stagnant as some of the other ones, but they've been around for a while. I'm not 100% certain about all their roadmaps, about the roadmap of upcoming stuff, but they seem to be doing very well right now. I looked into Essentia before. I did a sponsored segment on them. They're an interesting DeFi play. Like a financial app with some staking, liquid staking and so forth, right? Still relatively new, up and coming. So you got to wait it out to see what happens. Hold or move on. Why did you not put any spaces in your things? I can't comment on any of those. But I will say that those are, I really don't like EOS. Nano, Actually, most of those that you listed, I would say there's better holds, better buys, more promising projects in my opinion. Been away for a while, Tube Special. Recently purchased first time holding ADA dot equal weight. Any thoughts on them? I think ADA always goes in waves. It pumps up tremendously, then hovers a little bit, then pumps up tremendously. Polkadot, kind of the same thing. Sometimes they do that, but Polkadot seems to be more volatility with Polkadot, but ultimately they're up here because you know what, they're really good projects. So that's why. So I don't think there's anything wrong with holding on either one. Cardano supply pumped last March. Warning. I don't know if that's a real warning. Legendary, I have not looked at it yet, so can't comment. Hashgraph. There is someone from the Hashgraph team I'm supposed to talk to, kind of like get me updated on what they're doing. I've always thought they're too corporate, but they did come out with their new NFT play where you could tokenize things, and I think that really brought them up in a big way. So I've been meaning to talk to them. I may even do an interview with one of their business development managers. So we'll see. We'll see. But, you know, they've been around for quite some time. Quite some time. Akash Network, I think it's still too early. They have to prove themselves by getting some clients to actually utilize their decentralized cloud platform. Fag. Yeah, no, not gonna look at that. Look at AMP's chart as already. Nah, I don't need to look at a chart. I know AMP. I've covered AMP. You got to understand what AMP is. They're a collateral currency used behind the Flex app, which is used for paying, you know, for things at retail stores, right? So you got to realize, with the pandemic going on, there's not a whole lot of people shopping at retail stores right now. But once that opens up, that could be huge. And AMP is backed by Gemini. So there's no need to look at a chart. Just look at what's coming, right? As the pandemic comes to a close, as more people get their shots and people get out and about and start shopping, right? Obviously, I think that's going to have a big impact on AMP. Siacoin, again, not a real big fan of Siacoin. Polymath, no. Polymath is about STOs. I don't know why people talk about Polymath at all. They don't have the SEC approval. They don't work with the SEC. How could they help any project come out with a security token? StormX has been doing very well. I actually wouldn't mind interviewing with StormX's CEO. I know he's a young, ambitious guy, but I would like to hear directly from him in terms of rebranding, because I got off the Storm bandwagon long ago, but since then they have rebranded, and since then they have been doing really well. Obviously, not close to their previous high, but it's getting there. So their website actually looks really legit, but I don't know how many people actually utilize them at this point. So they could be a good project, but I would like to talk to the CEO. Sean says, circulating supply discrepancies make me nervous. Your thoughts? He told you what it is. He told you what it is. What are you nervous about it? It's just worth more than what is shown on CMC, but he said that he contacted them and CoinGecko. They're going to fix that. Cobalt seems like a great project coming onto Coinbase pretty soon. I think the thing that was holding them back is the exchanges. I think this was the one where you could pretty much tokenize anything. You could tokenize NFTs. You could tokenize a basket of NFTs, a basket of DeFi, right? They have been doing really well, but exchange is holding them back. But if they get added on to Binance, that would be huge. But that's if. Family Doctor, you know, you're already on Patreon. Just ask me and others in Discord. You don't have to ask me here. I don't even see Chain Guardians. Oh, there we go. Yeah, not good. Not good. Not good exchanges at all. Some kind of NFT play. World's first ecosystem where blockchain meets superheroes. Yeah. Yeah, no. I think exchanges holding back. They could be good. They could be good, but there's a lot of NFT plays that's already established, especially the ones from Animoca that I think I trust a lot more just mainly because of the team. Win, no. I think Tron stuff just doesn't do well. Polygon, I think it's good. I think a layer 2 solution like Polygon is doing really good. And they're one of the ones that came out of Binance Launchpad. One of the ones that actually done really well. Travala, travel site. If you want to use your crypto to pay for travel, I don't know how many people want to do that. Travel should be increasing in the near future. I've been hearing like airline CEOs saying that, bookings are through the roof right now, so it should get better. But at this point, I don't know why anyone want to utilize their crypto to pay for travel. Cash. I think I've looked at this before. New era of business banking. Hassle-free banking. You're putting all your banks in one? I don't know. Maybe, but the whole point of crypto is get away from banking. So I don't know why that it would be appealing. Maybe for some people. Luna, that's very strong. You don't need a price prediction. You just know that it's gonna go much higher. That's a certainty for sure. Zero utility token is on Uniswap since last week. If it just got on Uniswap, it's probably a little bit too new here. I recently found you through Cardano News. Have you seen Open Platform? Is it OpenSea or just Open? Probably too small. Too new. Build the most advanced ecosystem developer tools for decentralized technologies. So they're like a code base also. Yeah. It reminds me of BPro. So they basically help companies come out their own wallet, their own chain, and so forth. It could be good, but they're on KuCoin, but they've been around since 2018, so that's very bad. They came out during they had ICO based in 2018 and has not done anything since then. So probably means that they're not gonna come back, but I could be wrong. Recently that's been the case. If you have a really old project that really has done nothing for the last 2 years, really hard for them to come back. I've not looked into Gala Games yet. Safe Haven, more like a custody, transferring your crypto once you pass away. Not a project I'm interested in. Yo, check auction, huge backers. I think I've seen it before. Yeah, bounce token. I have seen this before. Decentralized auction protocol. Yeah, actually, I think the team wanted me to do a segment on that, but can't really comment on it. Don't know too much about it. Thoughts on NFTs are not one of one, like one of 1,000. Well, look at NBA Top Shots. Not everything is one of one. Some of them are like one of 50, one of 100. They're still scarce. That means there's still value to them. Basically, NFTs is like almost like an emotional play. Like if you buy something, you really believe it, you want to hold it, and that's really how you want to think about NFTs. Almost like, yeah, it's like collecting art or basketball cards or anything. If there's scarcity to it, it definitely helps. Mana, I think Mana is a big big NFT play, virtual worlds. I think that's going to be huge. I think a lot of NFT plays are still very, very undervalued. I think NFTs are going to get huge. Would you be willing to get an interview with Arthur Britman, creator of Tezos? Yeah, set that up. I'd love to talk to him. I love to talk to, the more I realize that I've only done like 2 interviews now, but talking to some of these leaders, they're smart. And especially with projects that have done really well, they didn't get there by accident. It's because their creativeness, their smartness, their genius that really carries them, right? So I actually do learn a lot just by interviewing. So if you guys could set it up, set it up. Matic, I think it's undervalued. I mentioned that. Electroneum, I like what they're doing with their new gig economy kind of thing, where everything, the unbanked, could all get on to this new job site and learn and offer their services. I think that's good. Hardware wallet reviews, I don't really do too much with those anymore like I used to, but Ledger, Treasure, they're all good. Look at those. Those hardware wallets, really, really good. New Cipher, I've been hearing about it. Haven't had time to look at it yet, so can't really tell. Would you trade BTC or ETH for VET? That's always a hard thing to do, but let's just put it this way. I think VET has a lot more room to grow, even where they are at now at number 18. They've been gaining more traction recently. Could be because China may be opening up their digital economy pretty soon. So I definitely think that VET, this could be the time where VET really starts making moves. It could be. Any thoughts as Super Farm? Yeah, I can't comment on Super Farm. I do know Super Farm is created by Elliot. So I know that it's NFT yield farming, which I still don't quite get. But yeah, a lot of people have been talking about it, but can't really comment too much about them. Dent? I'm still not sold on Dent. I think they're still at the mercy of the mobile carriers. So, Hellcat, man, you're all about BDC. Only BDC. Now you're talking about Harmony, which is awesome. Vechain, which is awesome. RSR, have not looked into them yet. It's like a stable coin of stable coins. But I'm glad that you started turning around. You were so bearish on altcoins. Price prediction realistic for ADA in April, May? I don't know. If BTC goes up to $100,000, then sure, ADA could double. $2 plus. So let's just put it that way. It really depends on how the market is going from now to May. I still think Bitcoin will go to $100,000 by end of April. That's just my thing. So if it does, you're going to see a lot of things break out. Big time. Big time. Swissberg, promising financial app, but not open to U.S. residents, so can't really talk about it. Haven't used it. But Voyager, I didn't know this, but Voyager is actually based out of New York. People think Voyager is based in Canada because they're publicly traded in Canada. No, they're actually based in New York. So interesting thing, and Voyager is a good one. I'm trying to get Steve on for an interview too. All right, guys, I'm gonna let you guys go. Bitcoin is coming up. So it's at one of those points where Bitcoin could break out or just still continue to go slowly. So we'll see what happens. Question about Grayscale not having a trust for VET. I think Grayscale is only looking at American companies for their trust. I think that's the reason why, which is why they didn't add Theta instead of LivePeer. LivePeer, that's just a horrific decision to add LivePeer. It's a project no one talks about, and it's built on Ethereum, which means it can't scale. So I don't know why they didn't add Theta, but I think I do know because they're not an American-based company. That's why. But you know what? Today, I think it's pretty good. Still bargains to be had, especially with NFTs right now. I'm taking a breather, but definitely could be a good time to pick up some of those NFTs, really hot ones that you've been eyeing that have been going up to the moon. Now they're taking a breather. Could be a good time. But I do think one of the new trends I've been noticing now is blockchains, smart contract plays, protocols, such as like Vechain, definitely coming up in a big way. Harmony is another one coming up in a big way, right? So these that have been stagnant for some time could be a good time to pick them up because they could be going up in a big way. All right, guys, that's it. Thanks for tuning in. Smash a like, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you check out this next interview that's coming up. I'm probably going to post in a couple hours later this afternoon. It's a good one. All about NFTs, all from Animoca Brands. You don't want to miss it. The guy is genius, and there's a lot of inside information that has not been revealed yet, including deals with Disney and Marvel and just all this stuff about NFTs. You don't want to miss it. All right, guys, that's it. Take care. Have a good one.